plans, we talk about the products, and we try to give you a little bit of value here. Whatever we do, we provide the documentation, and we allow you to decide when we present the facts. All right? So I said that a little wrong, but it makes sense anyway. I'm back from vacation, working vacation, by the way. I sent you a little bit of a live stream where we were on the beach during the day and running leads at night. Worked out fantastically. It's what I love about this business. I wanted to get with you on something that I get all the time. I had to get my little clicker here for the make sure I stay in focus. I'm still playing with the lighting, but I want to welcome you back. Listen, I get this question all the time, and there's several videos that I have on this channel. And look, I try to provide some real valuable content here. I'm not shooting, a 2 or 3 minute video every single day, put up thousands of videos online that have little or no merit or no substance to them at all. I know that these videos can be somewhat long, and I get that, and I look at the analytics all the time to see if you're actually paying attention beyond 7 or 8 minutes. Some of you are, some of you are not. So I'm going to try to, that's why I did the part 1, part 2, part 3, to kind of break it up in little pieces, because the analytics tell me that most people aren't going to sit around for 20 and 30 minutes, and that's unfortunate to a certain extent, because I try to provide real value. And honestly, if you're talking about some training subjects and trying to provide real content, it's very difficult to put that in a 7 or 8 minute video if it's a complicated subject. I got a new one coming out later today. We're still trying to be on track for 30 videos in 30 days. We're a little bit behind because of my traveling schedule. The topic of this video is your recruiter stealing from you. The comp plan that the IMO puts out allows this to happen, but really the money is flowing to the recruiter. So I wanted to kind of just take this one segment. I've got a video out there that talks about the top 10 things or 11 things that your IMO, you should be looking for in your IMO. New one coming out called Is Your IMO Following the 10 Commandments Rule? And so we're looking for that one. We're going to go again through all these 10 things. I think they're very, very important, and I get 50 calls a week on this same subject. And here it is. It's about the income cap. A lot of these IMOs cap your income or don't allow you to go past a certain contract rate if you're not recruiting. And of course, they'll run back to the recruiter and say, hey, I saw this guy on YouTube, this bald-headed guy on YouTube, and he says that I can't I can't come in at 60% and go to 110% without recruiting. Is that true? And they go, no, you can do it. It's not true. I mean, technically, I suppose you can if you look at their comp plan in detail, but the reality of it is that you have to go from 80 to 85 with a lot of these IMOs. You have to start building, and so that is their way of capping your income. Look, high contracts are not everything, but you want to get paid what you're worth, and you don't want to be forced to do something that you don't want to do. And I'm not saying you shouldn't build an agency, but a lot of these network marketing type IMOs, it's recruit. Don't get those things out of the order. We'd rather have you recruit than produce. You can't support your family off of recruiting, at least in the early stages, right? It's a long-term process. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, and I think that's where most people fail. So why does this matter to you? Well, you're giving up your income on every single application that you submit, right? And if you potentially can go to the 110% contract from the 60% contract, and you're capped at the 85%, you're giving up basically 30 points here. So at a minimum, if the average application in the United States for mortgage protection is $1,000, you potentially could be giving up $300 per application. Now you might say, well, see, that's not a lot of money. It's $300. Right, but if you're writing, $20,000 worth of APV per month, and that's average premium value, that's 20 applications. So 20 times 300 is now $6,000. Now it becomes adult money, right? So again, you're giving up that income on every application that you write. Okay, so let's take a look at this a little further, right? Just so you know, this is all APV, so I don't have to keep repeating that. 7,500 means 7,500 APV, annualized premium volume. In other words, if the customer's monthly premium is $100, you times that by 12 months in a year, you get $1,200. That's your $1,200 worth of annualized premium value or volume, okay? And of that, you get paid 75%. So in order to go from 60 to 65, you have to do $7,500 in APV, or 8 applications per month for 3 consecutive months. To get from 65 to 70, you have to do 10,000. Okay? From 70 to 75, you have to do 15,000. From 75 to 80, you have to do 25,000. From 80 to 85, 50,000. Right? Now that's where I have a square around the 85. The reason why is because in this particular example, you're going to get capped right there. You cannot go from 85 to 90 without now having to become a recruiter. Again, nothing against recruiting, nothing against network marketing, but this is a network marketing type model where there's no training, no support from the home office at all. It all goes through your upline, and it's designed that way because of this comp plan right here, meaning all your support is coming from your upline. So if your upline doesn't know anything, he can't tell you how to go sell an application if he's not selling applications himself. And many times, his upline is also not selling and can't tell you anything, but you can't get anything from the home office because they don't provide training or support, right? It all comes that, and that's why so many people get stuck in this industry and end up failing out because there's no one there to help them, and they have to reach out to other people like myself on these YouTube videos to try to help them because they can't leave either because these IMOs now are locking a lot of these agents into contracts with the carriers, so you can't leave. You can leave the company, but you can't recontract, okay? So they cap your income and try to force you in that recruiting model because whether you like it or not, good or bad, that's up to you. But the reality of it is that it builds their company across their organization. Everybody's in a recruiting mode, brings in agents. Many people quit, leave the agents behind. That's how they grow their business. Okay. Now again, whether that's bad or good, I'm not here to say that. That's up to you to decide. But that's just their business plan. A lot of them that way, right? So they put this income cap, meaning they try to force you into recruiting in order for you to get to the 90, to the 95, to the 100, to the 105, to the 110. You're now in the recruiting mode, unless if you look at this comp plan in detail in the fine print. Technically speaking, I suppose you can go from 80 to 85 by doing the 25, but to get from 85 to 90, you have to do 50,000. That's 50 applications on average per month yourself going out there and doing that. That means you're probably running 100 to 125 appointments a month, 25 to 30 appointments a week. Is it realistic? I don't know. I don't know too many people that are doing that. I've got some examples in our company, but one or two in thousands of agents, right? And then again, going to the 90%, you got to do 75, 95, 100,000, 100,000, 100%, 150,000, 105, 225,000 to get to the 110%. I guess if you look at this comp plan, on its face value, you could get advanced to the 110% contract if you're going to do $350,000 on your own PIN, which would be 350 applications if you sold the average application of really $1,080. Is that realistic? No. So if you ask them, hey, can I go from the 60% to 110% on my own PIN? I suppose they're not lying to you if they tell you yes, because theoretically, based on that comp plan, you could, but it's not realistic. I mean, let's face it, it's just not realistic. You have to look at the promotion guidelines. That's the purpose of the whole video, okay? Because it does matter. Go to the promotion guidelines, you'll find another column here that looks something like this, okay? Now, again, we don't need to worry about these numbers here, but when you get down to here, you start getting this other verbiage here, which is 7 writers, 11 writers, 15 writers, 23, 34, 53. What is that? That is recruiting requirements, right? There's your income cap. In order to get from 80 to 85, you now have to do $50,000 in annualized premium volume, and you have to have 7 unique writers on your team. That means you and 7 people have to write business equaling $50,000. So all of you combined have to come up with $50,000 worth of annualized premium volume, not written, but issue paid. Which means if the average industry is about 70% placement percentage, you're going to have to write probably 75 or 80,000 to get 50,000 issue pay. You might have to rewind it because that's a concept you need to understand. These are not submitted numbers. These are issue paid numbers, meaning you may have to submit, if the average in the industry is right around 70%, applications that are written actually get issued, That means you're losing 30%. You're going to have to write about 80,000 to get 50 to issue out, right? So now you got 7 people trying to do 80,000 issue paid per month for 3 consecutive months to move from 85 to 90. Down here, you're going to need 11 writers. Down here, 15. Down here, 23, 34. To get to the top contract of 110%, you need to do 350,000 and have 53 writers on your team, each one having to put in a piece of business. Not people that recruited on your team, people that have written business in that month that has been issued and paid. Okay? Did you get that? I mean, think about it for a second, because this is the facts. It's pretty popular out there with a particular company in their comp plan. So why does this matter? I think that's, because it's an income loss, right? What if you again, I have a video there called The Law of Large Numbers. I believe numbers empower us to understand what it takes to do the work, and it gets the fluff out of the comp plan. So let's just say you want to go to from 85 to 90%, and you need to do 50,000. You're going to have to write 80,000 thereabouts to get 50,000 to be issue paid, right? You need to have 7 unique writers. So each one of these 7, including yourself, have to participate in this, right? So what if I told you that the average in this industry for the people that you hire actually get through testing, get through licensing, and get out there and put their name on an application is 10%? How does that make you feel now? That means in order to get 7 writers, you may have to recruit 70 to 100 agents to get 7 that ever put their name on an application, right? Okay, that's the point. The whole video lies right there. How long is it going to take you to recruit 70 to 100 people to get 7 that will stick long enough to put their name on an application so that you can go from 85 to 90%? A year? If you're really, really good, 6 months? Right? And during that time, you're giving up 30% of your personal production. And I believe if you're going to build an agency in this industry, really in any industry, you have to lead from the front, which means you've got to be out there dressing up, putting the uniform on, and going out in the field and doing what you're asking your people to do, and that is sit kneecap to kneecap with families and protecting their family with a mortgage protection or final expense product. And if you're not doing that, your team isn't going to do that either, right? My point is that when you're doing that, and let's just say you're an average producer and you're writing 10 apps a month, you're giving up $300 for every application. 30% between what, here and here, okay? Let's make it conservative. Let's say you're not doing the production necessary to get to 110%, but let's say you are doing 20 apps a month. $20,000 should get you to the 100%. This comp plan over here, for example. Okay? Over here, you can get to, you start out at 70, you can go to 100% at 20%. No recruiting required. 2 paths of success. I have a video out there for that, right? So let's say you're on this is a comp plan that's being sold to you, and you really believe you can go out there and do 20 apps a month. That's 5 a week, and everybody that's watching this video should be able to do 5 apps a week. 5 apps, $1,000 average, gets you 5,000 APV, right? So $5,000 APV times 4 weeks is 20,000, okay? Right here. So let's just say you're doing the volume necessary with your own pen to be at the 100% contract rate, but you're stuck at the 80. That means you're giving up 20% of your commissions on every single application. So if you were at the 100% contract level, that would mean if you wrote an application for $1,000, you get paid $1,000. This comp plan, you're going to get paid $800. Okay? Which means you're losing $200 per application times the 20 applications you're writing, 5 a week. So that would be $2,000 a month. Well, on 10 applications that you're losing, $4,000 a month if you're writing 20 applications a month, which is what our projections is. So this is 10, this is 20. Now let me ask you a question. How long do you want to be giving up $4,000 a month in your income because you're on this comp plan right here and you can't move until you hire 100 people and 7 of them end up putting their name on an application? Not one. Most companies have a requirement that in order to be considered a unique writer, they can't just write one application, and they have to write the application in the month you're trying to qualify to move from 85 to 90. Again, if it takes you 6 months, you're giving up $4,000 a month. That's 26 times 4, 4 times 6, 24, $24,000 in income. That's why it matters. It is not a small situation as they'd like to tell you. You know, oh, no big deal. You can go out and recruit 7 or 8 people of your friends, and they'll come on board, and you'll be able to go past that in no time. No, you won't. Because again, even if you went out and got 7 or 8 of your friends, they have to get licensed, they have to get trained, they have to get in the field, and they have to learn the process of going out there, putting their name on an application. Is it possible? Yes. Not likely. Certainly not likely in the first 90 days. Would you agree with me on that? Or maybe the 6 months? How long do you want to give up $24,000 a month? And why would you accept this? That's the whole point. This is the kind of comp plan that I work with and our agents work with, and that I would recommend you find one like this, okay? Because there are no middle columns. There is no second column. This is it. There's no other requirements. You can come in at 70% as long as you hit these income levels or APV levels. You're going to be able to go all the way up the comp plan, not 3 consecutive months, 2 months. 2 months. All the way down. So over here, you can get to the 110% contract rate by $350,000 and 53 writers. Or over here, you can write 30 applications yourself for 2 consecutive months in a row and be at the 110% contract rate. Now, you're at the top contract with all the benefits of a high-quality lead program and world-class technology to back it up and industry-leading compensation. So now you're where you want to be. And if you decide you want to build an agency, fantastic, you can do that. And their production will also help move you up the comp plan as well. But your income is not being capped during that process. You're getting paid what you're worth. In other words, if I'm going to go out and write $20,000 a month, I want to be on this comp plan because I deserve to get paid at the 100% contract level, regardless of how many people I've recruited or regardless of how much production that they're writing. Because I am writing $20,000 a month, I deserve to be at 100%. If I'm writing $30,000, I deserve to be at 110%. Over here, I'm still writing $20,000 a month, but I'm getting paid 80%. Not even 8%. I'm at the 75% contract. Forever. Over here, I'm at 100%. That's a 25% loss right there. I hope that makes sense. And I know I've really beat this thing to death. But it makes a difference. You don't have to be over here. There are options. And over here, you have 0 training, 0 support. It's upline, downline, sideline, crossline, underneath me, above me, whatever it is. Okay? Over here, you have all the best things. You had the highest comp plan and world-class technology and a high-quality lead program and a training and support program, not just from the agency, in our case, but also with the IMO. I mean, it's completely black and white. But see, most people see this because they're all about recruiting. Recruit, recruit, recruit. So people get exposed with this type of comp plan, and they never really know that this is out there, and that's a sad situation. So I hope that makes a difference to you. Listen, the last thing I would say is, I get asked this all the time, well, Steve, why would they do that? Well, it's very simple. Remember, this is a high recruiting engine. And this 30% here is flowing up to the upline. It's designed for the recruiting. It's designed for the recruiter. It's designed for the upline. They want to push you down and push the money up as long as they can. They're willing to not do that and let you squeak out if you're willing to bring them people. Right? That's the whole game. They're willing to give up a few percentage points if you bring in people. If you don't bring in people, they're gonna make 30% more on you forever. So the money flows to the top while they're pushing you down. That's the whole point, right? It flows to the upline. So I mean, I have a video out there that talks about why we made the change. You can go watch it. I'm not going to name any names here, but why we did it, what makes where we're at different is our agency, number one. The IMO were signed up, number two. I think both play a critical part in your success because the agency is completely hands-on, day in, day out. We work with our agents on every case before, after, and during the sale. But you know, exclusive high-quality lead system, no redating, no recycling, no repurposing the leads. World-class technology to back up that lead system, so when the lead is sold a product by another agent, you're not buying it again. And wasting your money. Industry-leading compensation. Again, I already talked about the agency hands-on support, day-to-day mentoring and coaching. I think that's the game changer. Time-tested and proven in-home presentation that we teach. Home office training system that ensures a fast and profitable start for our agents. Continued training by top agents. To keep our agents at the top of their game. Generous bonus program for producers and managers. Vast array of amount of products and insurance carriers to represent. Top annuity and final expense products. Plug-and-play technology to build your business on. To create a successful, sustainable agency that you don't pay for. That millions were spent to create. World-class incentive trips that you don't pay for, you leave your wallet at home. The absolute, without question, best home office support staff to provide assistance with new business, leads, sales, support, training, underwriting, and marketing, and all the tools an agent needs to start and grow their business. I mean, that's just a few, right? This is so unnecessary for what you can get over here, plus get everything else that you need. But man, this is such an important subject for you to get before you sign that independent contractors agreement. Have a great day. Don't forget to like the video, please. Share it out. People need to hear this before they get locked into something they can't get out of. And then do me a favor, mash the bell. You'll get instant notifications of our live streams and the subscribe button. And listen, place a comment. I'll get back to you hopefully within 24 to 48 hours. Love to hear from everybody that's supporting the channel, and I'm grateful that I can add value to your day and your business and maybe keep you in the business long enough to be successful. Bye-bye.